7 signs of a stupid woman. Are you wise or foolish? Stoicism, Stoic love. Have you ever stood in front of the mirror, not to inspect your physical appearance, but to ask yourself, am I living wisely? It's a simple question, yet it holds an immense amount of power. Wisdom doesn't come from the number of degrees you hold, the reputation you've built, or the cleverness of your speech. True wisdom lies in something deeper. It's about how you navigate life, the choices you make when no one is watching, and how you face adversity. In Stoic philosophy, wisdom isn't about knowing everything, it's about applying the knowledge you have in the most virtuous and balanced way possible. It's about how you live day in and day out, the integrity you hold, and how you treat others, especially when the world isn't looking. But what about foolishness? The Stoics were clear. Being foolish isn't about lacking intelligence. It's about failing to live in alignment with reason, virtue, and self-awareness. It's about stubbornly rejecting wisdom, refusing to learn from experiences, and repeating the same mistakes because you refuse to face reality. The truth is, many of us carry blind spots in our lives, areas where we could be living wiser, but simply don't see it. These blind spots aren't always the result of things we don't know, they often stem from what we refuse to acknowledge. This is where real growth happens, when we choose to face uncomfortable truths about ourselves, even when it's hard. And here's the thing, sometimes we all fall into patterns of foolishness. It's easy to do. Society, media, and the people around us often glorify shallow or impulsive behavior. It can feel easier to ignore reason and chase instant gratification, pretending that we have all the answers or that we're invincible. But that path, the one of fleeting satisfaction, rarely leads to long-term fulfillment or peace. So, in this video, we're going to explore something that may be uncomfortable at first, but is essential for your growth. This is not about calling out anyone in judgment, but rather, it's an invitation to reflect, to ask the hard questions, and to potentially make a change. Because the reality is, no matter how much we think we know, we all have areas where we can improve. The hardest part is often acknowledging our own shortcomings and facing them head-on. This process of self-awareness can be tough, but it is the path to a more fulfilled, purposeful, and wise life. In fact, sometimes what holds us back isn't what we don't know, but what we refuse to see. We all have habits, mindsets, and behaviors that prevent us from stepping into our true potential. These habits can range from avoiding difficult conversations to choosing comfort over growth, from denying our flaws to ignoring opportunities for improvement. But here's the challenge. Are you willing to see those blind spots for what they are? Are you ready to confront the uncomfortable and push past it? If you are, then you're in the right place. Let's dive into this journey of self-awareness, self-improvement, and wisdom together. We'll explore 7 signs of foolishness, and more importantly, how to avoid them. This isn't about shaming anyone. It's about recognizing that we can always strive for better, grow wiser, and improve ourselves every single day. When you begin to see yourself through the lens of timeless wisdom, you might be surprised at what you find. You may not only learn about the flaws you need to work on, but also uncover the incredible potential that's already within you. So let's take this step together. The path to wisdom isn't always easy, but it is always worth it. And you, my friend, are capable of far more than you may realize. Let's grow and learn together. Sign 1. Prioritizing appearance over character. In today's world, we often encounter women who prioritize their appearance above all else. Picture this: a woman with flawless makeup, a curated wardrobe, and a social media presence that screams confidence. Her selfies shine and her style turns heads. At first glance, she appears to be someone thriving. However, if you take a closer look, you'll notice that beneath the surface there's little substance. Her energy is consumed by how she looks, not who she truly is. Stoic philosophy teaches us that this obsession with outward beauty is a sign of foolishness, not because beauty is inherently wrong, but because it distracts us from what truly matters. The Stoics believe that our worth is not defined by what is visible, but by the integrity of our soul, the strength of our character, and the quality of our thoughts. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, wisely said, The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. In other words, it is our inner world, our virtues, our choices, our discipline that shapes who we truly are. While physical beauty fades, character endures. Let's be clear, there is nothing wrong with taking care of your appearance. Dressing well and presenting yourself with pride can be a reflection of self-respect. However, when you place appearance above all else, when your worth is determined by likes, compliments, or comparisons, you lose touch with the deeper parts of yourself. This is where the Stoics would caution against building your identity on fleeting things. Why? Because what is external is always temporary. The glow of youth, the admiration of others, and the attention you receive, all of it can vanish in an instant. When your identity is built on that shaky foundation, what's left when it fades away? Insecurity, envy, emptiness. The foolish woman clings to the temporary, but the wise woman builds her life upon the lasting. The Stoics ask us to focus on what endures. Are you cultivating wisdom? Are you strengthening your soul through discipline and virtue? Are you choosing kindness, honesty, and humility, even when no one is watching? That is what leaves a lasting impact, not the latest fashion or the perfect makeup. In the end, would you rather be remembered for how you looked in a photo, or for how deeply you impacted someone's life through your strength, wisdom, and kindness? If you're spending all your energy chasing approval through image, you're missing out on a fulfillment that doesn't fade with age or trends, the kind that grows with time. So, how do you shift from surface to substance? Start by reflecting. Ask yourself, what do I truly value? Am I nurturing the kind of person I want to become? When beauty fades, what will remain of me? These are the questions the Stoics would want us to reflect upon. As they taught, to chase beauty without virtue is like polishing a shield while neglecting the warrior behind it. The next time you catch yourself obsessing over how you appear or comparing your looks, pause, breathe. Ask yourself the deeper question, who am I becoming? Because in the end, your outer image may turn heads, but it is your inner character that shapes lives. If you found this valuable, comment below and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember, I am defined by my character. Sign 2. Emotional instability and overreaction. Emotional instability and overreaction are clear signs of a foolish mind, and we've all witnessed or experienced it. A minor disagreement turns into an explosive argument. A harmless misunderstanding morphs into deep resentment, and a single rude comment or unexpected delay can derail the entire day. This is emotional instability, which, according to Stoic wisdom, reflects a lack of control over one's thoughts and actions. The Stoics never advocated for emotionless living. They recognized that as humans we are bound to experience anger, sadness, joy, and fear. However, they also believed that true wisdom is found not in suppressing emotions, but in not allowing those emotions to hijack our behavior. The difference between the wise and the foolish is not in whether they feel emotions, but in how they respond to them. A woman ruled by her emotions reacts impulsively, speaking words she cannot take back, and making rash decisions that often lead to unintended consequences. Her mood swings not only affect the quality of her relationships, but also disrupt her work and inner peace. Tragically, she frequently blames others for how she feels, never realizing that by losing control, she has surrendered her own power. Life is full of tests, disappointments, and failed plans. But the Stoics teach us that nothing can truly harm our peace unless we give it permission. When emotions run wild, we hand over control of our well-being, unknowingly giving others the keys to our peace. This isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about transforming them. Emotional stability isn't about coldness, it's about courage. The strength to pause when provoked, the wisdom to breathe through frustration, and the clarity to respond intentionally rather than impulsively. Ask yourself, how often do I allow a moment of anger to ruin an entire day? How many times have you realized that the problem wasn't the situation, but how intensely you reacted to it? Emotional instability affects more than just you. It spreads to those around you. It creates tension, distrust, and unnecessary drama. eventually shaping how others perceive you. People may admire your beauty, talent, or intellect, but if they feel like they have to walk on eggshells around you, they won't stay in your life for long. Building emotional strength starts with self-awareness. Notice your triggers. When you feel anger, jealousy, or panic rising, pause. Don't speak. Don't act. Just observe. This moment of stillness is where your true power lies. Then ask yourself, is this reaction serving me? Is it worth disturbing my peace? Am I responding with intention, or am I just releasing tension? More often than not, you'll realize that the situation isn't as dramatic as your emotions make it seem. Another vital shift is focusing only on what you can control. You can't control how others behave or prevent everything from going wrong, but you can choose how you respond, calm, centered, and unshaken. That is the Stoic ideal. Of course, there will be times when you stumble, when your emotions get the better of you, but that's okay. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Each time you catch yourself and choose a wiser response, you strengthen the muscle of emotional wisdom. In a world that praises loud reactions and dramatic responses, calmness becomes a rare and radiant strength. The next time life pushes your buttons, don't ask yourself, how should I explode? Instead ask, how can I stay grounded? Because at the end of the day, the strongest woman isn't the one who controls everything, it's the one who controls herself. If this resonates with you, share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's discuss how we can all build greater emotional strength and wisdom in our lives. If you found this video valuable, like, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember, I am emotionally strong and in control. Let's grow together in emotional wisdom and strength. Sign 3. Overvaluing others' opinions. In a world obsessed with approval, it's easy to base your worth on others' perceptions. Seeking constant validation through posts, opinions, or decisions distracts from your true self. The Stoics warned that when you rely on others' opinions, you build on shifting sand. A woman who seeks approval sacrifices her authenticity, constantly reshaping herself to avoid judgment. While it's natural to consider feedback, living for validation is unsustainable and exhausting. You can never please everyone, and in trying, you'll lose yourself. Some will misunderstand or judge you, but you can't control that. True worth comes from integrity, not applause. The Stoics taught us to focus on wisdom and values, not external validation. When you trust your inner compass, the opinions of others fade. Building self-trust takes courage and daily choices. Choose authenticity over performance. When seeking approval, ask yourself, if no one knew about this choice, would I still make it? Wisdom isn't about being accepted by all. It's about staying true to who you are. You were made to be real, not to fit into someone else's mold. Sign 4. Ignoring self-responsibility. Stoic philosophy teaches a simple truth. Your life is your responsibility. It's easy to blame others for our struggles, but doing so gives away our power. The woman who refuses to take responsibility becomes trapped in her circumstances, waiting for life to change. But growth only begins when we take ownership. While we can't control everything, we control how we respond, and that's where freedom lies. Complaining about a job or situation is easy, but are you taking action to improve? Responsibility isn't about denying hardship. It's about not letting it define you. When you stop blaming, you take control of your life, shifting from victim to creator. Recognizing your role in your circumstances empowers you to rewrite your story. It's not about perfection, but growth. By taking responsibility, you create peace through your actions, attitude, and willingness to learn. Next time you feel tempted to blame, pause and remember you hold the pen. Your path to freedom begins with responsibility. If you found this valuable, like, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember, I am the creator of my own life. Sign 5. Materialism and greed. Imagine a woman with luxury handbags, a flashy car, and a wardrobe that turns heads, Yet beneath it all, something's missing, not in her bank account, but in her spirit. This is the trap of materialism, measuring self-worth by what you own rather than who you are. Stoicism teaches us that the pursuit of wealth and possessions isn't a sign of success, but of foolishness. Material things are fleeting. They rust, fade, and lose value. The more we chase them, the emptier we feel. True wealth, according to Stoicism, lies in contentment, not accumulation. A fulfilling life is about meaning, purpose, and inner peace, things that can't be bought. Materialism often hides behind ambition, chasing promotions, titles, or the image of success. But the finish line always moves, and satisfaction is never reached. The Stoic way calls us to ask, am I pursuing this because it aligns with my values, or because I fear others' judgment? Breaking free from greed means valuing what truly matters. You don't have to give up everything, but you can shift your focus. Ask yourself, what am I grateful for now, without needing more? Is this purchase adding value to my life, or just filling an empty space? True wealth isn't in possessions, but in the values that define us. The richest life is built by appreciating and simplifying, not acquiring. In the end, people remember your character, not your things. Sign 6. Avoiding self-reflection and growth. The greatest sign of foolishness often hides in the quietest places, the refusal to look inward and grow. It may seem harmless, but it's the most destructive habit. Without self-reflection, there can be no true progress. The easy path is to stay distracted, scrolling endlessly, binge-watching shows, or staying busy, rather than confronting tough questions. Am I living well? Am I becoming who I want to be? Life without reflection is life on autopilot, stuck in the same mistakes. Foolishness wears the mask of comfort and routine, resisting change. It's present when you reject feedback, dismiss mistakes, or think growth is for someone else. The Stoics knew that reflection isn't about guilt, it's about realignment. A wise woman faces her flaws, learns from mistakes, and sees every failure as an opportunity to improve, not a reason to quit. Self-reflection starts small. At the end of the day, ask, what did I do well? Where did I act out of fear instead of strength? What can I do differently tomorrow? In those small moments of self-check, you make the greatest changes. During conflict, pause and ask, am I reacting or responding? Before decisions, ask, does this reflect who I want to be? Feedback is a tool for real growth, not the kind that strokes your ego, but the kind that challenges you. Self-reflection isn't about perfection, it's about progress. The breakthrough you've been searching for isn't out there, it's within. Are you brave enough to look inside? Reflect, realign, and take action. You are in charge of your transformation. If you found this valuable, like, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember, I am committed to my growth and self-reflection. Sign 7. Talking more than listening. In a world that values loud voices, talking more than listening is often seen as a sign of confidence, but it hides insecurity. The woman who dominates conversations and interrupts rarely takes time to truly listen. Stoic wisdom teaches us that true power lies in intentional silence. It's in the quiet moments that we gain clarity and grow, while constantly speaking traps us in our own thoughts, preventing us from learning. Listening with humility is essential to wisdom. It's about being present and open to understanding others, not simply waiting for your turn to speak. A woman who listens deeply builds stronger connections, earns respect, and fosters deeper relationships. In contrast, those who speak without listening may gain attention, but lose meaningful connections in the long run. If you tend to talk more than listen, reflect on why. Is it a need for validation or a genuine desire to contribute? Try pausing, letting others speak, and truly listening. Wisdom often arises in the silence, and only those who can listen will truly understand. In conclusion, the path to wisdom. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video sparked some valuable reflections for you. Remember, wisdom isn't about being flawless, it's about choosing to grow, step by step, no matter how small the change. Take a moment to breathe, be gentle with yourself, and think about where you can begin today. Change starts the moment you become aware. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And in the comments, I'd love for you to share your thoughts with us. Just type "my reflection" to show you're on the path to greater wisdom. Keep moving forward, because the woman who embraces wisdom, even when it's challenging, is truly powerful. Your next step is waiting for you. Take it today.